Hi everyone, my name is Jesus. I'm the marketing coordinator for Fringe North, and today we are going to do the second artist roundtable discussion. And could you all please introduce
Hi
yourselves to the
everyone, my
audience?
name is Jesus. I'm the marketing coordinator for Fringe.
Do you want to
Uh,
go first, Donovan?
yeah, sure. Hello, my name is Donovan Jackson, he, they, and I am on the traditional land of the Mississaugas of Credit, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, known as Toronto. And I am presenting To the Edge of the Universe at Fringe North this year.
Thank you. Do you want to go next, Kat?
Hi everyone, I'm Kat, she's A, and I play A in Happy Birthday to Me with the Carousel Players.
And last but not least, do you want to go next, Vanessa?
Yeah, Ani everybody. My name is Vanessa Obliga, and I'm from Palm City Territory, and I submitted a short video called "In the Dark" um, for the festival this year. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and I can say from everyone at French North that we are all very excited to have you and all of the other artists in this year's edition of the festival. And my first question for all of you is, can you just tell us a little bit about your shows? And do you want to start, Donovan? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, for sure. So, my show, as I mentioned earlier, is called To the Edge of the Universe. It is a fairy tale about friendship and respect. Um, it's a shadow puppetry show that is filmed in my apartment, and um, was essentially just born out of the idea that we all were needing to feel a little connected and jovial because of all of our, I guess, our spirits are feeling down, and we needed something a little bit more lighthearted to maybe try and uplift ourselves while also trying to just kind of teaching a subtle message of respecting our individual identities, as especially within the past year, that's really been a topic of discussion with what's been happening around in the world. But it talked about a very general, approachable way for many audiences. So this is for all ages, so it's good for little ones and even the young at heart, but older in years. And yeah, it's a nice little cute little piece, 30 minutes, and little corny jokes, because I'm full of them.
Thank you, and I can't wait to see it. Do you want to go next, Kat?
I'd love to. I am playing A in Happy Birthday to Me with the Carousel Players, written and directed by Monica Dufault. It's about these four sixth graders who are navigating through the pandemic, and A decides to hold her 11th birthday party via Zoom, and everyone shows up, and it's about friendship and how to maintain friendship and what support means, and understanding that we can still have friendship, or we can still learn a lot about each other even with a lot of distance. And everyone shows up to our party, and they end up having a good time and seeing that friendship is still there.
Thank you. That's something that we can all appreciate, and something that honestly we kind of need, the kind of
Yeah.
stories, especially during these times. And finally, do you want to go next, Vanessa?
Yeah, I just want to point out I had to put a fan in front of me so I can be Beyonce. No, mine is probably completely opposite from sorry, Jonathan. Is that your name? I went very dark. I was actually like contemplating when I started which way I was going to go, and so I decided on a performance art piece that um, brings a message about to people to understand what's it like to be inside the head of someone that's going through depression. So it's mental health awareness, and I just thought it was really important to during this time because everybody's just having hard times. So it's important that we recognize crisis, especially in our, our First Nations communities. There's a lot of suicides um, within our youth. So I just want to bring awareness of that.
Well, thank you for sharing that, and as well, I can't wait to see them all, and I will be watching them all because I'm gonna be one of the people actually streaming them, like and making sure that everything is fine and running smoothly. So I can't wait to see what everyone has to offer. And my next question has to do with something that you all sort of mentioned, and it is how the world situation changed dramatically last year. So my question is, what challenges did you have in order to translate your shows, if you already had them planned, into a more online friendly kind of way? And do you want to go again first, Donovan?
Sure, I'll keep the circle going. um, So, with my experience with this, I did another show for another festival earlier of last year or in mid last year, and that approach I took a little bit similar to what you would experience in a live theater. So it was just a camera pointed at me, and essentially just did some storytelling for 15 minutes, kind of like I guess monologued, and it was done with the idea of trying to just do it in one take all at once and kind of give that somewhat similar experience as if you were sitting in a theater. And from that, because I'm not don't have too much experience with like filming, that I could see that it was maybe not as engaging if there was a little bit more maybe cinematography added to it or something, because it's quite deadpan straight to the camera, but I guess there's a beauty in that as well. But then with this piece, I decided to try and utilize the opportunity to having a little bit more technology, and I do own a projector, so I decided to use that to kind of project the scenery for the shadow puppets to make it a little bit more engaging instead of a dark shadowy figure on a white wall. And so kind of I wouldn't say it feels like a cartoon, but it's like a hybrid of like live cartoon theater almost. So like everyone else, like everyone else in this discussion and other artists, you just try to find like what's available to you and just kind of working around that in a digital way. And I found it found a way to cope and kind of way to deal with it. But it will definitely make me appreciate the live experience even more than I already did. And if I could see everyone's shows live, if it's possible, of course, because it's very different to do a Zoom birthday party live, but I guess you could project that onto a screen. But then, you get creative. So I guess, it's pushed creativity for myself and obviously for other people in the wild directions. And so there's the silver lining, I think, that's there.
Thank you. Kat, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Well, the show was written for Zoom, so it definitely caters in that way that it takes place at a Zoom birthday party and we filmed via Zoom. But what I will say is, because it is an ensemble piece, not being able to be surrounded with the other actors' energies and being able to like play and be in the same space with that, and having to play best friends of many, many, many years, there was a lot to navigate and how to find that. But Monica did great work with putting us in breakout rooms, doing different exercises. So we had to learn how to still create connection and friendship with. I still have not met anyone in this production still, so that was definitely a really big challenge. But we found ways to still bring that energy to life and create it.
Well, that's one of the benefits of not being able to, like, not having to be in the same place, and you can even have like someone from the other side of the world, from like China or anywhere else, and it's gonna be in real time. So yeah, it kind of sucks that this year it's going to be online, the festival, but there's definitely some good things to the whole experience. And do you want to go next, Vanessa?
Yeah. I think I kind of answered the question in the beginning and the first question, but I guess a little more to elaborate on the. So this piece was actually born a couple, maybe a year before the pandemic. So um, when I had first thought of it was in my mind. I would have been performing this like in a gallery, art gallery, or something like that, or maybe at a mental health symposium. Like because it's a performance art. It's just you're just in one spot. You don't really have a stage. So this when this opportunity came, I thought this would be a really great platform to bring awareness to what I wanted to say. So that's I think it was just it just felt right.
So now I would like to be a little bit more positive and go back to some of the pros of not having to be in person during the festival. And also, I wanted to ask you, all of you, do you think that the limitations, as well as pretty much the pros of an online festival, uh, helped you be more creative and push boundaries with your shows, or did it really was just like an inconvenience? I just want to know if there's like your opinion on that. If you think you were forced to be a little bit more creative and yeah. So do you want to start again, Donovan?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I find that in a creative space, and especially you want to create something new, I find that limitations almost in a way help stimulate creativity, at least for myself, because when you just want to create something, sometimes it can be really like just like ominous, and it's just like, where do I go if you don't have a clear message that you want to convey? But if you have some sort of an idea and then limitations, then the things that you can produce out of that can be wildly unexpected and very like engaging as well. I've seen some other digital pieces. I used to be part of a dance theater group, and they also did a Zoom performance, and what they were able to achieve, I don't think I would have thought of at the top of my head, and I'm sure they did a lot of problem solving as well. But it's that idea of when you have a style of performance that is based around movement and dancing, and you have an ensemble, how do you coordinate that with other dancers and the different cameras and all that stuff? So it's pretty wild, right? So for myself, again, I think I mentioned this, where I kind of looked at what I had and kind of the story I wanted to tell, and just thought, okay, what would be the best way that I could do this and engaging with my limitations of like recording space, technology, and who's working with me. Um, so it was a good push, and it's a good way to kind of think about how, because even before the pandemic, I was thinking about how can technology be used in theater specifically, but in any performance. So I feel like this past year is a good way that everyone's kind of on the same page, and so post this, knock on wood, that people will still maybe keep a part of that in mind and think about the benefits this has all had, because a lot of performance spaces online have been able to offer maybe ASL interpretation or live captioning or something like that. And that's something those brings accessibility that we should be able to translate, or should endeavor to translate that in the live setting as much as possible. With it depends on what the resources are available, right? That's great.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that truly, like, it's just, again, it kind of really sucks that we are in this situation. Families are, like, suffering it a lot. Um, and everyone has been affected by it in a way or another, but we have to look at it on the bright side. And I think that the art coming out of this is really important, and it's going, like, in the future when all of this is over, we can hopefully look back and be like, oh, what a time, that was. But I don't want to interrupt too much my question. So do you want to go next, Kat?
Yeah, I would really just agree with you. I think the amount of limitations has really allowed so many artists to push themselves and be more creative than ever and still tell stories that are so important to them. And I think that's really special. Like what you're saying about the art that's coming out of this time is so significant, and I think will be. It just shows the resilience that artists have and forces us a lot to think outside of the box and learn a lot and adjust. I know I'm not a tech person at all, but I'm so thankful for the amount that I've learned. Like a whole festival is running digitally. Like that's wild. Like that's so awesome. And although I know a lot of us wish we were in person, and but the accessibility levels are changing, and I would like to see that continue, even if we don't have to be in just a digital world as well. Like things that have come up, that accessibility I think is something that I want to continue to think more about as well. But I just think that there's so many limitations, but a lot of beautiful art is being birthed, and I think that it's a specific time. And when we move on to different times, I think that there are really important things that we can still hold on.
Yes, definitely. And Vanessa, do you want to share your thoughts on this particular question?
Um, yeah. Sorry. Uh, um, I find the amount of people you can reach is a lot more wider. So than if you had to do it in one spot, instead of just catering to that community or that city that you're in. So this is really great that like if you're like trying to promote something, awareness and stuff like that. So I really like that. However, I still like that's a really great positive for myself as an artist. I'm so stuck in not stuck, but I just love the stage. I love being in front of an audience, and that's where I get my passion from. So I'm super nervous about my little video showing because it's we criticize ourselves so easily when we watch ourselves, rather than like if you're on stage and you're performing and then you just get what everybody's telling you that watched you. You don't know how you looked because you were there in the moment. So I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous about that.
Yeah, I bet. And I mean, it's obviously not the same as performing in front of people, but one of the tools that I would like to let everyone that is watching us know is that you can actually, while we're while you're watching a show, you can join the live chat and express what you think in real time. And I think that all of you artists are gonna get the link to your own performances so that you can actually see people uh, interacting and you can answer back. So I think that it's definitely not the same as having a live audience, but I think it's something a little close so that you don't miss so much that aspect of actually performing in front of an audience. And I really don't want to take more of your time. So, do you all just want to share your final thoughts, your like a little bit of promotion for your shows before we wrap up? And I'll start again with you, Donovan.
Yeah, I would like to wrap up just by saying that to whoever this reaches, give all of the shows a chance because you'll be pleasantly surprised because you never know what to expect, really. So, this is a great opportunity when you are done getting your vitamin D outside, enjoying the sunshine, come back in and then just watch, a couple shows. Some of them are really short, so it won't even take much of your time.
Yeah, definitely. And we have a few packages in which we have like two, three, four artists in a single block. So that's pretty exciting. Do you want to go next, Kat?
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I hope everyone's super excited. Come see amazing shows, awesome work from a really specific time in history. And I hope that you find space to hold that within you and really enjoy, because I think a lot of this work is so reflective of these times, and you'll find yourself in a lot of these shows, I think. And that's really special. So, and thanks.
Yes, definitely. And do you wanna give us your final thoughts, Vanessa?
Um, no, I just want to say miigwech to the Fringe Festival, over like everybody doing all their work there. So that I'm just really, I don't really know how to promote. So just hope everybody enjoys the shows that are be there.
Well, thank you everyone for your time and your thoughts and for answering my questions. And I hope everyone watching us had a good time. And please go see a few shows. They're gonna be really cool. Trust me, I've seen quite a few of them. With like preparing everything and making sure everything was ready. So yeah, thank you so much, and we will see you very shortly. The festival will start tomorrow, actually. So thank you, and bye.